to the Cryptogiant channel, everyone, and right now the Bitcoin price is showing a strong move to the upside around strong support. And on the weekly chart, we are seeing one of the most reliable signals for Bitcoin in history, this actually flashing right now. While ethereum is potentially forming a brand new pattern that we need to pay attention to, more on that later in the video, so definitely stick around. We are going to talk about what this means for Bitcoin and ethereum, what you need to pay attention to the right at this moment. We're going to talk about the short and long-term, traditional markets, and much more. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. Let's start with the Bitcoin daily chart, and like I have been saying since yesterday, the Bitcoin price is still looking more bearish than bullish ever since we broke down from this at 24,000. So in terms of the larger moves right now, we're still technically more bearish than bullish. We have not confirmed another bullish reversal, but we have to also pay attention to the daily RSI. The daily Bitcoin RSI is very close to oversold territory, so keep that in mind. And in order for me to start flipping more bullish again on the daily Bitcoin chart, I'd like to see some higher lows and higher highs start to form again in the daily Bitcoin RSI, which right now isn't currently the case. But eventually when we do start to see a signal like that, then I'll start to flip up more bullish again on the daily time frame. But for now, we're still technically looking slightly more bearish than bullish on this time frame. But anyway, zooming into the weekly Bitcoin chart, we have another significant indicator to pay attention to. This hash ribbon indicator is flashing a buy signal, and it has always been profitable to buy at the indication of this buy signal by the hash ribbon. The details about this signal itself. Basically, it measures the miner profitability and capitalization. So basically, if miners are shutting down their machines, that is usually a very good kind of bottoming signal. And this is what this indicator is measuring. And then once we start to have some more momentum upwards, well, that usually triggers a buy signal. So let's just look at the history of these signals first. So you can see that we have had a couple of these previously, not that many, but we've had a couple of these signals throughout history in Bitcoin here on the weekly time frame. And what you can see is here in 2020, we did have that buy signal. And if you look at where the Bitcoin price is like 3 months or 6 months after you get this buy signal, it has on every single occasion been much higher than it has been at the point of the signal. So you can see right here, we did go into a massive bull run. Of course, you can see that this signal right here around July 2020 went into a bull run. You can see right here that this was a very good buying opportunity as well. This is August 2021. So 1 year ago exactly. And now you can see that the capitulation phase from the miner is over, and we are right about to get that buy signal here. So on the longer time frames, if you zoom out, now is the time to accumulate Bitcoin, according to this particular indicator right here. Now, as you have seen, is that 5-6 times it has always been correct previously. Is this going to be the 7th time where it is not correct? We will see, guys, but for now, I do have to assume that we are going to have history at least right here, and that this could be a good buying opportunity, if you intend on holding for several weeks. Remember, this is on the weekly time frame. Don't expect Bitcoin to shoot up tomorrow or like in 3 days or something. I mean, it could of course, but this is more of a long-term indicator. So I need to point that out for you. The 12-hour Bitcoin chart, and obviously, we hit that first technical price target for this rising wedge pattern coming into play at around 21,000. And we still have this level of support, which is coming into play between around 20.8k to around 21,000. So it's that price range right there. Well, I'm expecting a lot of support for Bitcoin, as I have been saying ever since here. And like I said, on the daily Bitcoin charts, we have not confirmed another bullish reversal right here as of right now. But considering the recent volatile move to the downside, and to considering the fact that Bitcoin is running out of this support right now, we're most likely going to see somewhat choppy sideways price action in the shorter term. And speaking of the shorter term, zooming into the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, we can start to see these early signals, which are showing us the Bitcoin price just in the immediate short term is beginning to make some upward move because, for example, the RSI is moving out of those extremely oversold levels. And if we're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin MACD, we're actually seeing another bullish cross. But keep in mind, when we do see a bullish cross, we need to be watching out for the bullish momentum in the histogram, because if we don't see a lot of bullish momentum, like back here, for example, then that would just be further confirmation that for some more choppy sideways price action, which is one of the most likely scenarios in the immediate short term, as in talking about the next few hours, maybe the next 1 to 2 days. And as for some strong levels of support and resistance to watch out for in the short term, we do have a lot of support once again in this price range. And as for resistance, if we do end up seeing a bit more of a bounce back to the upside, then I'd be expecting a lot of resistance around this price range, which is coming into play at roughly around 22.5 But just keep in mind, even though I said the Bitcoin price is making an upward move, we're most likely going to see choppy sideways price action in the immediate short term before continuing any trend. And now we're getting into the ethereum and parts of this video. And this is a 12-hour Ethereum chart. And obviously, as I spoke about yesterday, we already hit this first technical price target for this rising wedge pattern, and that was coming into play at around 1,600. But another did see a dip to the downside for Ethereum down towards around 1,520. But if we're looking at the 12-hour candle closes, we're still holding slightly above this previous low, which is coming into play at around 1,516 to 1,570. And so, as I said yesterday, I expected some support around that area on the charts. But if the price of Ethereum confirms a break below this previous low, then I'll expect a drop down towards around 1,400, which is the full technical price target for this rising wedge pattern. And obviously, just by looking at these charts, we can clearly see that we have not confirmed any bullish reversal as of right now. So technically on the 12-hour Ethereum charts, we are still looking more bearish than bullish, despite Ethereum running into a bit of support. And when we zoom into the 4-hour Ethereum charts, we can see this range of support more clearly, which is coming into play at once again rents 1,560, going up towards around 1,620 approximately, and this is mostly based on previous support and also previous resistance. And what's interesting to see right now in the 4-hour Ethereum RSI is that we're actually seeing a bullish divergence. We're seeing higher lows in the RSI, but lower lows in the price action. So this means that the bears are losing some of that momentum to the downside in the immediate short term, which usually means we're due to see either choppy sideways price action or perhaps a bit of relief back to the upside in the shorter term. And when I've started to see more confirmation, for example, in the 4-hour Ethereum and MACD, we are about to see a bullish cross. I am starting to flip overly bullish, at least as of right now, but mostly I expect choppy sideways price action in the shorter term for Ethereum, as I said for Bitcoin. But if we do start to see more bullish confirmation here for Ethereum, such as bullish momentum on the MACD histogram, for example, or higher, then in that case, like I said, that we could see a bit more of relief back to the upside. If that happens, we might be slightly more bullish than bearish in the imminent short term. Even in that case, that could still potentially be forming a slightly larger bearish pattern here on the 6-hour Ethereum charts. Because technically speaking, we are currently in the formation phase for a possible head and shoulders pattern. We already have the left shoulder and the head for this pattern, but we are yet to see any right shoulder form. So as of right now, this pattern is not currently active. I want to make that clear. But like I said, if we do see a bit more of a shorter term relief, then that could potentially form a right shoulder, which would actually be bearish for Ethereum on a slightly larger scale from the 4-hour time frame. In order to activate this head and shoulders pattern, we need to see that right shoulder form come back down to the neckline, which is sitting at roughly around 1,570, give or take, and then we need to see a confirmed break below that level. After forming that right shoulder, and then that sets up technical price targets further to the downside, but as of right now, as I said, this is not currently active, but it is something to keep an eye out for. Anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.